Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I really was feeling like reusing some newer makeup that I've been trying out over the past couple of weeks. I wanted to reuse stuff. You guys probably are familiar with my series on my channel called Full Face of Nothing New, where I dip into my existing collection. This is gonna have a similar feeling behind it, except for it's a full face of things that are kind of not new. They're pretty new actually. So I feel like I get in these moods sometimes where I try out a bunch of new stuff and everything is really exciting to me, but things are still coming in the mail, things are still launching, and so part of me is like, oh my gosh, I want to try and review some of that new stuff, but before I do that, let's go ahead and enjoy the stuff that I've tried recently and just use them all together, create new looks with them. So I grabbed immediately the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette, which I just barely tried a few days ago and really loved the look I created, but I want to make something else with this. I want to do something a little more bold, I think. And then I got some stuff that I bought during the Sephora savings event that I am really excited to use again. So that's what we're doing today. I've already got my brows done. I used my Benefit brow pencil, my Precisely My Brow. I always use that. And then I actually prepped the eyelids already using my NARS tinted smudge proof eyeshadow base in the shade Light. Let's begin. We're gonna dive into the Rose Quartz palette. Again, I really wanna just create something like a little bit more intense. I loved the look I created last time, so I'm gonna see if I can make something a little more bold. Let's see here. Let's start out with the shade Serenity, which is this one right here. I'm just gonna run that through the crease and a little bit above to start off this eye look. And I'm gonna really drag this shade out toward the end of the brow and also a little bit right here toward the front of the brow. I'm just gonna move my brush back and forth, really buffing this in to make sure it looks super diffused. That's a really nice color. Let's go ahead and apply this to the other eye. I feel like this is one of those days, do you guys do this where you want to create a super glam makeup look, but you also want to wear pajamas? That's me today. I'm literally wearing a Walmart t-shirt that I found in the men's section. So it's like this oversized shirt, but then I'm still itching to do something super glam. I'm not going anywhere today, but sometimes I feel like I create my favorite looks in moments like this, you know? I feel like that's me 99% of the time anyway. I'll have a super glam look on, but my outfit doesn't match at all. There's something about that I've always loved though. So we're just creating that vibe again today. Okay, now that I've got that color kind of diffused on both eyelids, let's think about what we want to do next. I think I'm gonna dip into this shade right here called Aura. I haven't used this one yet. I'm gonna tap off the excess and we're gonna start to kind of build up a little bit of depth on the outer edge. I'm dragging the crease in a little bit more. I'm just really enjoying that color. So I kind of want to define the crease a little more. So I'm just bringing it in here a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to the brush we were just using and just gently kind of buff over the edges to make sure everything's blended. All right, let's dip into, I think I want to use the shade Abundance. I'm going to take this on my fingertip. I haven't used this one yet either. This is a really cool muted mauve. Well, it's not really muted, it's a shimmer, but do you know what I mean? Like the base color is? Ooh, that's metallic. I'm gonna go ahead and press that all over the lid. Oh, I like that shade a lot. This color story really speaks to my soul. I was so excited to use this palette again. I'm going back in with the brush we were just using just to make sure that that crease is still defined and so that shimmer kind of blends into that outer matte shade. I don't know if this is gonna look weird or not, but I'm doing it. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm taking the shade Cosmic Love. Look at this. Oh, that looks amazing. And I'm just gonna press this on top of that color. I'm not sure if it's a glitter topper shade or what. Ooh, well, whatever it is, it looks nice. Oh my gosh, I love that. Same thing on this side, I'm just layering that up, kind of using pressing motions. This does have a bit of a more intense base than the other topper shades that I tried last time. However, I do feel like it looks gorgeous layered on top of that first shade. Wow, I'm into this. Okay, I'm gonna play around with the shade Joy, which is this one right here. It's got this pink and gold reflect. I'm not sure if this is gonna make the look a little bit more strange. I'm hoping not. I'm gonna pop this in the inner corner for just a little pop of pink. I don't know, I thought it'd be cute. Okay, you know what this shade calls for? A little scoopity boopity. I'm gonna kind of use it to highlight that inner crease. I haven't done that in a while and there's just certain looks that I feel like really could use a scoopity boopity and this is one. So I'm just kind of dragging that up through that inner crease to kind of shape out that other shimmer shade. I love doing this. That looks so pretty with that pop of pink. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna dip back into the Aura shade, which was that darker matte shade that I already used. I'm just wanting to make sure that this edge has enough depth to it, so I'm going back and just adding that. Okay, I really like where the eye look is at right now. I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe and I'm gonna clean up the fallout and kind of perfect the edge a little bit. Okay, so before we move on to complexion, I do want to do my top lash mascara. I really wanted to reuse the r.e.m. Beauty Volumizing Mascara. I tried this out a couple of days ago and I really liked it, but I was wearing false lashes, so I want to give it another shot by itself. I actually did wear it yesterday again, but not for long enough, and I liked it again yesterday. So I just wanted to kind of see again how I feel about this mascara. If you guys didn't see my r.e.m. Beauty review, I tried out a few products from the brand. I will have that link down below. I placed an order, and so I will be trying the rest of the items from the line as soon as they come. But in the meantime, I thought I would keep trying out this mascara because it takes me a while to figure out how I feel about mascaras. So I wanted to use this without lashes to kind of get a better feel for how it looks by itself, especially with more of a bold eye look. So I'm just gonna keep layering this up. Okay, so there's that on both eyes. I really like how it looks. I did get some mascara marks on the eyelid, but I'll take care of that later. All right, we're gonna move on to base. I still can't get enough of the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Perfector. So I'm just going to apply this on like the outside of the face, just for a little bit of glow. I'm gonna put some down the nose too, why not? Oh, and the chin, okay, everywhere. I'm just gonna blend that out with a foundation brush. For foundation, I really wanted to reuse my Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. I started using this because of Katie Fawn here on YouTube. She owns Fawn Beauty. I've talked about her quite a bit recently, but she was telling me this is her holy grail, and so I started to reuse it. I had already owned this, but I picked it up again and I've been really enjoying it. And then I kind of dabbled in some other foundations that I was trying out and testing recently. And today I just really wanted to go back to this one. So this is the shade 120 Ivory. I'm just gonna buff this out all over the skin. Okay, so once that's evenly distributed, I'm just taking my sponge and pressing that into the skin. For concealer, I'm just gonna be using my e.l.f. What's this? Hydrating Camo Concealer. Just gonna pop a bit of that underneath the eyes and just blend that out with my sponge. Okay, before I go into powder, I actually wanted to use the Dibs Beauty bronzer. Let's see here. The shade that I'm gonna use is Mood Boost. Oh, nope, hold on. No, I'm gonna use the shade Spill the Tea. It's a little bit more cool toned. I'm just gonna pick this up with a brush. I'm just gonna start to work this into the skin. These blend out so nicely and they smell amazing. I'm just kind of mapping things out a little and then I'll be more precise in a second. Just blending that down the neck a little bit. All right, I'm going to take my foundation brush and use this to kind of blend that in, just so that there's like a seamless transition from bronzer into foundation. Okay, and then once I've got that situated, I'm just pressing everything back into the skin with my sponge one more time. That's such a nice product. I'm really liking that. Okay, I'm gonna use my RCMA No Color Powder, and I'm gonna set the under eyes and the whole face with this. I like to use more of a dense brush in the center of the face, so I'm just kind of pressing this in around the nose, the smile lines, the chin, and also in the middle of the forehead. And then taking a fluffier brush and pressing that into the outsides of the face. So I'm actually gonna layer in a powder bronzer just to like really intensify the dimension. And I've been really loving this ever since buying it at Sephora recently. This is the Dior Forever Natural Bronze in the shade 04. I love this. I have been really enjoying it. I think the shade works so well for me. So I'm just gonna tap off the excess and kind of smile and use that to add a little more warmth over top of the cream bronzer. Of course, adding it to the forehead and also down the neck a little bit. And then I'm just gonna press everything back down with my sponge before we move on to the lower lash line. All right, next we are gonna dip into the shade Aura. I usually work backwards when I do the lower lash line. So I sometimes will start with the deeper shade just to really kind of etch out some definition along the lower lash line, and then I like to buff it out with the lighter colors. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on this eye, kind of connecting it to that outer corner. And then I'm gonna take the shade Abundance, which was that shimmer shade we were using on the top lid as the base. I'm gonna pick this up on that same flat brush. I just did the color switch on the Sigma switch with this. And let's see here. I'm gonna take my MAC Fix Plus and just spray that brush. And I'm going to apply that on the inner half of the lower lash line. Okay, so next I'm gonna take the shade Serenity, which is what we were using, if it will focus, we were using this shade kind of as the transition on the top lid. I'm gonna take a little bit of that and I'm gonna pinch the same brush and go right below where we just applied those shadows, just to kind of start to diffuse the edges down a little bit. And then I'm gonna buff it out toward that edge again, just to connect everything. I'm just gonna buff that up and out. Then I'm gonna go back to that smaller brush, if I can find it. Here it is. I'm gonna go back into the shade Joy, which we used in that inner crease. I'm gonna pick that up again, and I'm just gonna pop that in the inner corner one more time and then drag it on the lower lash line a little more. I love how that looks to have a little pop of pink in the inner corner. Okay, we are going to take the r.e.m Beauty Volumizing Mascara. I'm gonna pop this on the lower lashes. Okay, I'm loving how the eyes look. We're gonna move on to highlight and then blush. I was dying to reuse the r.e.m Beauty highlighter. I've actually worn it the past couple days and I am loving this. So I have mine in the shade Miss Mercury, and I love this because it really makes your skin look super lit from within. I will say it's very, very pigmented, so the tiniest bit goes a long way. You don't need that much at all. I like to take a fluffier brush and start to just kind of pat this in instead of like coloring it on the cheeks. I have found that that looks the best. So I'm just kind of like patting and lightly brushing this. But you can see how gorgeous that is. And it just, as I wear it throughout the day, it just melts into the skin. I'm really in love with this highlight. And I'm someone who usually reaches for a more natural finish when it comes to a highlighter. And I feel like this one I like because it gives me that super lit from within glow, but somehow still looks natural if I'm careful with the amount, which I'm loving. So I'm just gonna pop this on the Cupid's bow too, and down the center of the nose a little bit. But you guys know with every highlight, especially powder highlight, I like to go in with my sponge and just gently press over because I feel like that melts the highlight even more into the skin. I just love this. I have been wearing it every day, like I said. Okay, we are going to move into blush. I'm just going to be using my Makeup by Mario blush. I love this. This is in the shade Mellow Mauve. And I'm just going to smile and apply that to the apples of the cheeks. I usually like to do blush after highlighter because I feel like I'm able to kind of put the highlight on the cheeks a little bit and then the blush helps blend that out instead of doing like bronzer, blush, highlight, you know, and saving it for the end. I like a more blended highlighter look, so this is my little trick. It's no secret. I've been doing my makeup in this order for a while, but I just wanted to remind you, if you haven't tried that trick yet, you should. Okay, let's move into lips. I'm gonna wipe away any foundation on the lips. I'm gonna be using my Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. I'm so in love with this. This isn't new to me really. Well, kind of, like as of this year. Actually, I had never tried it till this year. It's just such a good color for so many makeup looks. So I'm just lining and filling in the lips with this. And then you probably guessed it if you watched my last video, I am in love with, obsessed with, beyond obsessed with this Mario lipstick in the shade Erin. It's so amazing. Oh, and look how nice it looks with Iconic Nude. I'm just using my finger to blend that into the lip liner. I love this color so much. Wow, okay. Okay, we're gonna step back and assess the situation. We're gonna go into a little more highlight actually. I want a little pop of this highlighter in the inner corner, right on top of that pink color. I think that'll just make it pop a little more. So I'm just gonna dot a little bit of that in the inner corner, and let's pop a little bit on the brow bone while we're here. I'm just gonna take what's left on the bronzer brush and kind of buff this back into the skin a little bit. But I really like where everything else is at, so we're gonna set the face. Let's see. Ooh, I wanna reuse this one, the Neutrogena Hydrating Setting Spray. I've been really into this. So I'm just gonna spritz this all over. Use my hands to kind of dry that off. And then once it's almost dry, which it's almost dry, I always take my sponge and I press everything back down one more time just to get rid of that powder. And then I feel like my look is never complete without clear brow gel. So we're gonna pop this on the brows just to make sure they hold their shape all day. I feel like lip liner and brow gel are two of the most underrated steps in people's beauty routines. It's two things that I feel like I don't feel complete without, but I feel like so many people skip, you know? There we go. Okay. Well, that completes this makeup look. I feel so beautiful in these colors. I loved the eye look that I was able to create, and it was really fun for me to dip back into some of these products that I'm just really excited about, like the newer things that I've tried recently. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, especially if maybe you were interested in these products when I talked about them, so maybe you picked them up. So I love to like reuse products for myself, obviously, but for you guys as well, just in case you picked up this eyeshadow palette and you want to see another look with it, or the lipstick, or the highlighter, or whatever it was. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly had fun reaching back into these products. It always feels good to reuse makeup. It was the perfect way for me to start off the week because I'm going to be trying out some more new stuff later this week. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Allie. I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for me today. I truly hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.